Hello and welcome. On this video, what you're going to learn how to do is take side lengths of a triangle and determine if it is right, obtuse, or acute. You'll do this using Pythagorean theorem. So you'll need to take note of this, so click pause if you need to, but if a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, you would have a right triangle. If a squared plus b squared is less than c squared, c being the longest side on all of these, you'll have an obtuse triangle, and if a squared plus b squared is greater than c squared, you'll have an acute triangle. Alright, I'm going to go and show you 4 examples on how to use this. Alright, so what happens here is you are going to determine whether the triangle is acute, obtuse, or right. In order to do that, you need to first determine which side is going to be your c. It will always be your longest side. So since 13 is my longest side, it's going to be c. 5 and 12 are a and b, and it does not matter which one is which. So I'm going to set up a squared plus b squared and compare it to c squared. You're going to see that I'm not writing equal to, less than, or greater than. I'm actually going to wait and see what it should be. So now I'm going to carry this out. 5 and 12 are a and b, and I'm going to compare that to 13 squared, which is my c squared. So 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144, 13 squared is 169, 25 plus 144 is 169. So 169 is equal to 169. Now that I know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we'll refer back to the notes and see that it is a right triangle. That's my answer. Just as an added little bonus, your angle that you're describing would always be across from the C. So this would have to be my right angle between the 5 and the 12. So in this second example, very similar process. I'm going to have 14 be the C, and I'm going to do a squared plus b squared and compare it to c squared. So 14 is my c. The 5 and the 12 are the a and the b. Now I've already seen what 5 squared plus 12 squared simplifies to. That's 169. That was on the previous example. 14 squared is 196 though, so this is not equal. 169 is in fact less than 196. So since a squared plus b squared is less than c squared, look back at my notes, less than, it's an obtuse triangle. So my answer here is obtuse. So on numbers 3 and 4, we're actually going to deal with sides that have irrational values and see what's different there. Really, it's the same process. I just wanted to show you what happens. Okay, so first thing I want to do is, while it looks like 15 is my longest side, I do want to make sure it's the longest side. So I'm going to really quick in my calculator type in the 4 times the square root of 11, and that's going to be 13.3, and that is shorter than the 15, so I do know that 15 is my C. Now I can use Pythagorean theorem just like I have been doing. I'm going to do so without a calculator on this one, and then I'll use a calculator on the next one so you can see how to do it both ways. So 15 is my C. 4 root 11 and 7 are my A and my B. Again, does not matter which one's which. Now you're going to notice I used parentheses around the 4 root 11. That's because both bases are being squared, is the reason for the parentheses. That's a good habit to get into. So 4 squared is 16 times root 11 squared is simply 11. The square root and the square cancel. Plus 7 squared is 49. 15 squared is 225. Now I'm going to do 16 times 11, which is 176. And 176 plus 49 is 225. Alright, so now I've got my sign, which is equals, because 225 equals 225. Since that's the case, it is a right triangle as my final answer. Moves us into our last example, which is example 4 here. And what's going to happen is, yet again, I'm going to check out that 3 root 21 just to make sure that it's not longer than 14. 3 root 21, that's about 13.7. Yeah, it's shorter than 14. So 14 is going to be my C yet again as the hypotenuse. Well, it's not hypotenuse since it's not right. So 3 root 21 squared is going to be my a squared plus b squared, so it's going to be plus 6 squared. And 14 squared is going to represent my c squared. All right, let's go ahead and simplify this, but here we're going to just go ahead and use the calculator. I'm going to show you how to type that in. Let's go ahead and take a look. Go ahead and type in the 3 root 21 squared, but as I said, you must use parentheses. So 3 square root 21 inside the parentheses. Now I'm going to hit the right arrow right here to get out of the root. Boom. And then close the parentheses and then square it. Plus 6 squared. I didn't type the plus, so you always want to proofread what you're typing. All right, so plus 6 squared, and I get 225 as my simplified version of all that. 225. 14 squared, I can tap into a new box here. 14 squared is 196. So 225 is greater than, so since a squared plus b squared is greater than c squared, refer back to the notes, you're going to see that this is an acute triangle. All right, I hope that all made sense. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Thank you.